Okay, the battery died, but I changed it and I'm back. We were working on this tag. I hope that I've been in your view enough. So I just inked around some of these pieces and I'm just going to glue them on. But I'm really not liking this arrangement. So I think I'm going to have to do something different. What am I going to have to do? Sorry. Again, sorry. I'm just sorry all the time. Got some other stamped images down here. Maybe I can use some of those. As you can see, I was very busy stamping things this week. And she's on a dark coffee dyed paper, so the color of her paper is contrasting nicely. Now, does that look better? I think it does. We're going to use it. Look how dark that is. I think it was on a colored piece of paper. That's not just coffee dye. If it was coffee dyed and baked like that, it'd probably be crumbling. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. It's not my favorite, but it's done. I do like this one. I glanced at it over there and it's just so cute. Alright, what's next? That house didn't stamp out very nicely. Here's a house. I like that one. I'm sorry, I should be talking to you while I cut out, shouldn't I? Just don't know what to talk about. And I'm kind of tired. This is one of the stamps that I got myself for Christmas. What am I going to do with it now that I've got it cut out? This is Bow Bunny paper, I think. I've had it for a long time. Put some color on here. Got some corrugated cardboard. That would be cool. See if I can make it a little bit thinner. Peel off this back part. Sometimes it's really hard to peel. Obviously it has aqua colored paint on it, which I like with this. The back is white, so it can just be journaled on the back. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that. Cut it 3.5 inches, but that might be wider than I want. Yeah, I'm going to cut it to 3 inches. If I had done that the first time, then I could have had two pieces that were 3 inches wide. Looking in my... These are tiny snippets of lace. Oh, here's a bigger one. These are not fabric scissors. Got this little scrap that I cut off the ruler. Just put that right there. And I have this little scrap. Don't know if I need anything else though. The paper has embellishments on it, so I'm just going to leave it. That's good enough. First I'll put this on. I think I put those 6x6 pads in my drawer of things to make things with. Whoops. Just because I didn't know what else to do with them. I don't use them as papers, so I decided I might as well make things with them. So I put them in there so I wouldn't forget to do that. Doesn't want to stick to the corrugated part. Can you tell I like rounded corners? So that one's cute. I like that. Maybe I'll ink around the edges there when it's all solidly dried on there. Well, I have these lovely ladies. Now, I ordered these, I think from Amazon. And I thought that they were like the rubber cling mount stamps. I knew that they were on wood, but they are on nothing. It is just a little piece of rubber. And I didn't cut it apart yet. I don't know what to do with it. Do I have to buy foam? Mount it on foam and then be able to use a cling mount stamp? I don't really know. So I just inked it up and laid it down and then laid paper on top of it. So I can cut them apart. I can put one of them on here. I know fussy cutting is boring. Feels like it might be starting to turn into spring. We had one really, really nice, like, warm day. Well, warm for this time of year. It was close to 70. And then the next day it was cold and windy again. But that's typical of March in the Northeast. And it's been cold and windy. We had snow and ice the other day. Oh my gosh, in fact, on that day that we had the snow and ice, I heard all kinds of sirens later that day going by my house. For a long time I kept hearing them go, rushing. So I asked on Facebook if anybody knew what was going on and found out that a car containing a man and a woman and their child that was, I don't know how old, they called him a baby. So I think he was under 2 years old, I know that. Went into the Susquehanna River, went off the road and into the Susquehanna River. And she got out and they took her to the hospital and had to do emergency surgery on her shoulder. I don't know what happened to her shoulder, but they couldn't even find the car in the location where it went in. It drifted that fast. And they didn't find it till the next day. So, of course, the man and the baby were dead. So sad. I couldn't stop thinking about them that night when I went to bed because I knew that they hadn't found them yet. I don't think this will go on here, but I'm going to cut it out just in case. So it's still cool enough to need a light coat here, but I think this week we're going to have the spring-like weather, the spring weather. It is spring now. It's March, what is it, March 24th today? Yeah, March 24th. So we are in spring. I didn't know if I would want this to be sideways, and I don't think I do. could put this one on. Oh, a pair of scissors. That would be cute, right? Got some little bits of fabric here. Don't know. I think I might be too tired to do this properly. I just want to do something. This is what I do though. I get pieces, move them around. If I don't like something, I take it out of the equation and find something else. This is just a piece of tablecloth with embroidery on it in neutral colors. Maybe I don't like the scissors on this composition. Maybe I don't like anything in this composition. No, I think that's good. Just by itself. It can be simple. I'm not even going to color her. Oh, my parents took me to, I put way too much glue on there. I know the glue is going to show. Hopefully it'll lighten up when it dries, but I know it'll show. My parents took me to our favorite chicken house restaurant on Friday. When I was a kid, I grew up in a family with 6 kids. So we didn't go out to dinner very often. But if we had a special event, birthday, like my mother's birthday, not for us kids, but I don't know why we would go there, but once in a while we would go there as a family. It's called Curly's Chicken House. And yeah, I like that too. Anyway, we still go there for special birthdays or anniversaries sometimes as a family. We'll reserve the back room, and or sometimes my uncle lives up near Buffalo area, I think, closer to Canada. He will reserve the room, and just for family get-together type of things, like a kind of like a mini family reunion. So anyway, that's our family restaurant. And I love the chicken there. It's my favorite place. I would ask my husband to take me there on my birthday. It's not a fancy place, but the chicken is so good. Rotisserie style chicken. So my parents took me there Friday. That was fun. So I like leaving her just black and white like that. Not everything has to be vintaged up. I like the contrast because everything is kind of vintage looking behind her. So I like the way that looks. What time is it here? I'll go for another 10 minutes or so, I guess. See what else is in my pile that I brought out of the box. Oh, I've got these cool things. These are, somebody sent these to me, and I believe it was Julie Mangold. They're pages from a calendar. It's not vintage, it's 2000, but it's got the vintage Coca-Cola ads. And I want to make something with them. That would just cover up. You couldn't even tell that that's music paper, music roll. So that would just be a waste. Yes, I just need a... Oh, I've got all this 6x6 paper I can use. I think I'll do something a little different with him. I'm going to fold this in half this way. Don't have my bone folder over here. And glue that on, and then it will go in a pocket somewhere, but you can open it up and write in it. So I will ink this. Now, do I want to glue it or sew it? I think I want to sew it. Just put a little bit of glue to hold it in place. And let's see if I have a word that would go well on here. Abundance. You have abundance of Coca-Cola. I don't know. I don't know if I'll put that on there. I guess not. Let me look at my little metal charms. I've got some metal words. I just got these when Hobby Lobby had their Tim Holtz stuff 40% off. I found these, and I don't think I've ever seen them before. But they're words, and they have a little hole at one end, like a little tag. And some of them have numbers. don't see any words that really think they need to be on here. I think I'm pretty much feeling uninspired today, so this is going to be a dull video. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. I'm going to sew it together, but this can be journaled on inside. Okay. Let's try another Coca-Cola ad. I don't know what the palms means on that. I'm just going to trim it at the very top where it was torn out of the calendar. Now this is too big to be a journaling card. Wish I could layer this on top of her. That would be too much fussy cutting. I like that. Let's see, how wide is this? This one will have to be much wider than 3 inches. It has to be wider than 3.5 inches. That's a big wide tag. I'll probably put some cheesecloth behind her and sew that on. Maybe add a little bit of this lace. Yeah. So I'll just put some cheesecloth behind her and then sew all of this on, and that'll be a nice journaling card. So I made a great big mess and didn't make much of a dent in my scraps. But I occupied myself for an hour or so. And I did get some things made. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me on this Sunday afternoon. I hope you weren't too bored, and if you were, you always have the option to go to the next video. So hopefully you'll be seeing these projects in future journal projects. Let me just show you what we did. Now, this is one I did before I turned the camera on. I did put Mod Podge over this just to protect that very fragile piano roll music. So we did this lady. And I've got, you know, glue and color all over my fingers. I like the way she turned out. I like the house one. I like this one. This one's okay. Not my favorite. This one's okay. And this one. Well, I have to add something to this too, but I'm not sure what. And this one, these aren't completed. So I'm going to clean up my mess so that I'm ready to get busy in here on my glue books tomorrow. And I'll be back with you soon. Bye-bye.